Oh man, I'm so looking forward to the Pokemon Direct today. They should be revealing Generation 8, and I really hope it looks next gen for the home console Nintendo Switch Pokemon game. I'm so excited. It's just gonna be the best thing ever. I just can't believe it. It's gonna be the best.
I hope you like the new game, kid.
Oh, who are you?
It doesn't matter, kid. The only thing that matters is if you like this game or else.
I mean, if they've got something good to show, I should be excited, I hope. So, don't worry, Mr. Eevee guy? Oh, it looks alright. Oh, those battles. Looking a bit weird. Okay, Sword and Shield, the starters look nice. Okay. I think I might just stick to Pokemon Leaf Green instead.
That's it.
So this is
not a hate video.
I'm not going to just be hating on Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, just giving my critique and what I think of the overall game of what's been shown so far. So Pokemon Sword and Shield, they were revealed, we watched it, Pokemon Direct, we saw it. Cool, opening shot, it was all 3D, it looked nice, but then I started looking at it further and I've got some thoughts, I've got some conflicting things that I want to say. I think Pokemon Sword and Shield look very similar to Pokemon Sun and Moon from the
Nintendo 3DS.
There's a bunch of other games. There are lots of other games from the 3DS that made the transition to a home console very, very nicely. And I've brought up a few examples. Super Mario 3D Land. This was on the 3DS, one of the 3DS's first heavy hitters. It looked really nice, it only ran at 30 frames per second, but it took advantage of the 3D. Then 2 years later, on the Wii U, we got Super Mario 3D World, a game with multiple characters, ran at 60 frames per second, had highly detailed textures, it had particle effects everywhere, rain on the screen, all of these neat little effects that made the game look super nice. It had anti-aliasing, the game looked super clean, definitely didn't look like it could be pulled off on the 3DS. I think that's a really good transition. Paper Mario, Sticker Star, and Color Splash. Sticker Star looks really nice, it looks jaggy, it runs at a lower resolution. Color Splash absolutely just looks mind-blowingly amazing. They went really far with the paper aesthetic. Everything looked like it was literally made out of crafts, and it all looked like a home console experience. Zelda's the last example I want to use. A Link Between Worlds, and then we've got Breath of the Wild, and we've got Link's Awakening on the Switch. Compare these three games, it's like, ugh, a big jump. Now you might call me unfair comparing a top-down 2D Zelda game to the big openness of Breath of the Wild, and while I do partially agree with you, Breath of the Wild was also a Wii U game. Breath of the Wild was a Wii U game ported to the Switch, so I think it's very fair. But even still, let's compare it to Link's Awakening. While the art style is toy-like, the actual assets and the textures are just so much more detailed, really high poly. Everything looks crisp, no jaggies on edges. Doesn't look like it could be pulled off on the 3DS, not one bit. And this is the problem I have with Pokemon Sword and Shield. I feel like this game, if you cut down the resolution, could possibly be pulled off on the 3DS. Now, of course, there's lots of little things, there's grass growing everywhere, so just the scope of the world at camera angles do look a lot bigger and more impressive, but the thing that gets me are the textures, and just how low poly everything seems to be. The textures on the ground really do look like they could come from the 3DS, and that worries me. I hope it's really early on, because we were told the footage isn't final, so it's totally possible that they could change that, but I think the textures are really low quality and definitely aren't on par with the Nintendo Switch and what the system has pulled off. We've got games like Super Mario Odyssey, this big open game that runs at 60 frames per second and looks miles better, in my opinion, than this new Pokemon game that only seems to run at 30 frames per second. And I just don't think that's right. Now, I could be wrong, we could get gameplay and it could suddenly look amazing again, but in order for me to think that they could do that, I just feel like they need to... textures. I don't know if that's a nitpick to anyone, but the textures are really hindering the experience for me. Like, if you go in the opening shot, pause it, the background stuff, I think just looks really bad. The mountains in the background just look... Honestly, they look like they came from the N64. Like, the texture just looks really low quality, and it just takes me straight out of the immersion. Because I love the idea of the game. I think the actual visual direction of Sword and Shield is really top-notch. Don't get me wrong, I think it's really top-notch. I just think the actual technical graphics are just not to par on what the Nintendo Switch can actually handle. Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2, Mario plus Rabbids, so all these games being pulled off. Pokemon Sword and Shield look like they're going to be following the same structure as Sun and Moon, where it's a linear experience. I'm not saying that's bad. They'll be following a linear experience, and it'll just be more restricted stuff. So I don't feel like there's really an excuse for such low quality textures and like the edges of objects being really polygonal. I just don't see how that's possible. And that's my complaint, because I think 3D World pulled it off way better. And if I wanted to be more technical, I could compare 3D Land to Super Mario Odyssey, a 3DS game versus a Switch game. And you might tell me that 3D Land was a 3DS game, one of the first big 3DS games, whereas Sun and Moon came out in 2016. But Sword and Shield are later Switch games than Super Mario Odyssey. It's coming out 2 years afterwards. So I think I'm totally within my right to compare these two games, and that is just why I think Sword and Shield is just kind of subpar quality-wise, graphical-wise. I don't really have any well, I do. Actually, that's a lie. I have a lot of complaints with the gameplay, mainly the fact they seem to be going backwards. Because in Let's Go, you could obviously see Pokemon in the wild. That's gone, and it's now Wild Encounters. Yikes, I thought that was one of the most innovative features of Let's Go, and was the one thing I hoped and prayed to have come back. And it didn't. It didn't come back at all. So I'm kind of upset over that. Pokemon Walking You, we've not seen it. Technically, that could still be in the game. They could just be hiding it for now, but it's not there. And I feel like that would be a feature that would be really easy to show. Because you don't have to show new Pokemon. You just have to show Pokemon walking. Just like Let's Go. I think like the battles, like the look of the battles, again, quality-wise, graphical-wise, the ground textures look just really poor in my opinion, and the background objects look like they honestly look like they're images. That's just how I feel. They look like they're static images in the background. Not always, but this specific screenshot, the building looks like it just looks like an image. And that just worries me, because I know the Switch can pull off a lot more. The Switch can pull off way more than what Sword and Shield is giving it. What Sword and Shield is punching at it. But, saying that, I do like how the region seems to be based off of sports. The starter Pokemon specifically. Sobble is mine, by the way. I like the whole sports thing. The main theme is like the anthem for the football stadiums. That's really badass. I like that. I think that's new. Original Pokemon hasn't really done that before. And they say that the gyms are returning, which I thought was a backwards thing. But if by gyms they mean like sports gyms, and each gym is a different sport and you have to do a different thing, then it's basically the same thing as the Island Trials from Sun and Moon, where it's basing its region off of the specific features of that region. And I think that's badass, and I feel like all Pokemon games should do that from now on. That is why I like it. I think that could be really cool. We have to wait to see more, but the main point is that I think moving from the Nintendo 3DS to the Nintendo Switch should be a bigger leap than what Sword and Shield has currently given us. Now, they could change it. They could change it so it looks good, but I'm just really worried that they won't. And this is what we're going to get for the final game. I'm not saying the game will be bad. Of course not. Graphics are not everything. I'm not saying that. Graphics are not everything. But they are a big part of a game. You look at a game, what's the first thing that's going to catch your eye? The visuals, the graphics, the art style, how it looks. If it looks bad, why would you want to look at it anymore? Why would you want to continue looking at it? Unless it's like this innovative new gameplay style, then I feel like graphics definitely do have a part, absolutely have a part in games. And that is why I'm a bit disappointed that Sword and Shield seem to be looking more like Let's Go and Pikachu more than a next generation Pokemon Switch game, because I just wanted the game to look more next gen than what it does now, especially when we've got games on the Switch that show us that it can be possible. It's very possible to pull off these high quality games. Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey. That is why I'm just a bit disappointed, but we are going to wait to see more. Please do not take this to say that I hate the game. I do not hate the game at all whatsoever. I think it looks kind of neat, and it's based off the UK. I'm happy with how, like, visually, the direction they're going in, I like. But we have to wait to see more. But that's my overall point. I think there should have been a bigger jump in graphical fidelity from the 3DS to the Switch, because the 3DS is so much less powerful than the Switch. Thank you for watching. What do you think? Let me know. Am I crazy? Probably. Probably. Sobble is mine. Peace out, my dudes. Oh man, I'm so excited for the Pokemon Direct that's coming on today. I think we should finally be getting the reveal of Generation 8, so I've been celebrated by playing them. Ba ba ba. I can't talk properly. Oh man, I'm so excited for the Pokemon Direct today. They've got the ba.
It doesn't matter. The only point is...
No. Oh man, I'm so looking forward to the Pokemon Direct and then say Generation 8. I'm used to this. Oh, okay. Okay, I hope what they have to show. I hope what they have to show is good, so I should enjoy it. I just looked at the camera. I'm a genius. I'm a genius.
It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that you like this game.
No. Oh man, I'm so looking forward to Generation 8. No! Oh my god, okay. Oh man, I'm so excited for the Pokemon Direct. Oh no! Wait. It ran out! Oh, skit ruined. Bye. Sorry guys. The skit's gone. Oh no! Oh. Alright. That can, you know what? This can be a blooper. If you watch till the end, Gucci. You're very Gucci. You should be very proud that you watched till the end of this video.